So good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our talk, Training Path to a Career in Medical Laboratory Science. I'm Dr. Tian. I'm the program leader for Higher Certificate in Medical Laboratory Science. And today, I also have my colleague, Dr. Huang, to introduce the program together with me. So at the beginning, I will give an overview of the career in medical laboratory science. And Dr. Huang will further introduce the programs offered in Hku Space. So let's talk about this career. The first question is, who is medical laboratory technologist, or also known as MLT? So this is a very important person in healthcare system. It's a very important profession in healthcare system. However, they are not like doctors or nurses that normally you can see them when you visit a hospital or when you have a health check. They are the people who work behind the scene. They work in the laboratories. So normally you cannot see them, but they are very important because we know that whenever you go to hospital for body check, for health check, nowadays, normally doctor will ask you to do some clinical tests, for example, to take some blood, and there will be a report generated for doctor's reference, and doctor will give you diagnosis or advice based on that report. So who produced that report? They are medical laboratory technologists. So they collect sample, they do different test analysis, and interpret the results, generate the report for doctor, so doctor can provide medical decision, medical diagnosis for you. There are different areas of medical laboratory technology. There are different names or different way to separate these professions. But normally we have these four major specialties. One is hematology and serology, which normally they do tests to analyze your blood, including the shape, the number of your different blood cells, white blood cell, red blood cells, and they also test your blood type, A, B, and O blood type. So those will be done by hematology and serology department or unit. And the other area is microbiology. So those are the area do analysis focusing on microorganisms, including bacteria, virus, and fungi. I think most people are more familiar with this section because we did a lot of COVID-related tests in the previous 3 years. So those are the tests done in microbiology. There's also a unit called clinical biochemistry, or in some places it's called chemical pathology. So those are the area do analysis focused on different body fluids, mainly blood as well as urine. So these are very important parameter for the doctor to understand whether your organ, your body work properly, whether the metabolism of those nutrients are good enough in your body, and whether that's linked to any disease or health condition. So the last area here is histopathology and cytology. So histopathology normally focus on the analysis of your tissue, the shape, the different status of the tissue, while cytology focus on a smaller scale on individual cells. Well, these are heavily rely on those microscopic examination, provide information on, for example, on the cancer or tumor studies or any information studies. So those are another area. Of course, different hospital, different laboratory has different setting, and in some labs, those medical laboratory technologists may work in all four areas, or in some labs, medical laboratory technologists may be required to focus on only one area, so different setting. But in our training program, we separate the modules according to these four specialties. Well, here is a brief diagram showing the different personnel or different groups working in a typical clinical lab. So normally there are 4 groups, those the medical groups, the doctors, the pathologists, and the scientific groups. So those are scientific officers who do clinical research and then try to translate the clinical research result to the analysis or to the technology used in the lab. And there will definitely be an administrative group who supports the daily operation of the lab. And importantly, there's a technical group who are performing all the tests. So there are mainly 4 different grades, from lab assistant to associate medical technologist to medical technologist to a senior medical technologist. Our program focuses on the training for those who are already a laboratory assistant or who plan to work in this lab, and provide training for you to be a qualified medical laboratory technologist who can be work as like this AMT level and further help you to have your career advancement in future. So we focus on this yellow group. Well, this slide is just for your reference. Is the pay scale, is the salary for medical laboratory technologists working in HA hospital. The data is extracted from previous year, so that's why it's only for reference. Anyway, we can see that the salary is quite good. It's very attractive. At the beginning point, the entry point is already 30K, so it's quite a good job. But of course, the payment, the salary reflect the responsibility of this job. The MLT is shoulder a very heavy responsibility on analysis of patient or health individuals' data. So that's very important role. Well, to become a MLT, to become this profession in healthcare, is not as simple as anyone who have interest can be MLT. It's need a registration and the law of Hong Kong. So you need to have appropriate training, and then after training, apply for registration. Then only after that you got registration, you hold a license, then you can work as a MLT to perform all the tests, including collect sample from human, from animals, and then do analysis. So one of our program, the Higher Certificate in Medical Laboratory Science, which is known as HTC, will support you to complete all this necessary training and then eligible to apply for registration. So I will pass to my colleague, Dr. Huang, to talk about the programs. So you may know more about the information of the program, the structure, and more importantly, how to apply to this program. Okay, yeah, Dr. Huang, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Tian. So this has certificate in medical laboratory science. This program is specifically designed to provide individuals with the necessary knowledge, skills in human anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, and of course, medical laboratory science. So students will receive a general education in all the major MLS disciplines. Besides, they will specialize in one of the disciplines to gain a deep and extensive knowledge and skills in that disciplines. To better understand this, let's take a look at the program structure. So this program is a 2-year part-time program. Each year, students are required to complete 3 compulsory subjects plus 1 elective subject. The elective subjects include the clinical biochemistry, histopathology and cytology, medical microbiology, hematology, and serology. The elective is either chosen by the students themselves or are assigned by the selection panel. The 3 compulsory subjects are the biochemistry, physiology, and integrated medical laboratory science. The IMLS subject provide a general education in each discipline, including the lab management. So normally there will be 3 classes in 1 week. So as you can see, this program is relatively demanding, and sometimes the class can start early in the evening, typically from the 6:30 p.m. So it is recommended that the enrolled student communicate with your lab supervisor and seek that support for your study in this program. So after successfully passing all the examination of this program, graduates are eligible for registration as MLT in Part 2 with the MLT board. So this registration will allow them to practice in the medical laboratories. The Part 2 MLT work under supervision initially. However, after gaining several years of working experience and approbation, they can become Part 1 MLT who can work independently without supervision. So here shows you the minimal admission requirement for this program. As you can see, it includes some very basic requirements such as DSE, CEE, and ALE. However, based on the applicant profile in recent years, having a BSc degree might be a BSc in biology-related discipline is an advantage when applying to this program. So applicants without a BSc degree might be less competitive. However, individuals with strong working experience are still encouraged to apply. The selection panel will review each application on a case-by-case basis. Furthermore, it is preferable that the applicant hold employment in medical laboratories and are sponsored by their employers. It is also expected that the applicant have a minimal 2 years of practical laboratory experience. So the upcoming intake for this program is September this year, and the application fee is $150. The course fee for the year 1 of the 2024 cohort is $90,000, and for the year 2 is $95,000. So we will focus on this part, the application process for this program. The application start date will be the February 14 and close on April 13 this year. So I will walk you through step-by-step how to finish this application. The step 1 is obtain the application form. This form will be available on the program webpage 1 week before the application start date. You can download it from the program webpage or scan the QR code here. And there were 2 options in terms of how you submit your application. The first one is the traditional method, which is send the hard copy. So if you decide to go for this method, you need to complete all parts of the application form. So here I would like to highlight some parts that applicant can easily make mistakes or have confusions. The first one is the part 2 in the application form, the current employment. So please write down the full name of your company. And for the part 3, the academic qualification, we have example here, which is very straightforward for you to fill in the academic qualification. But I would like to highlight that please include the major or the specialty and the results of your award, such as the classification and the CGPA in this part. And in the part 5 in the application form is the previous working experience. So there's no need to fill in current employment. And the most important part is the part 6 in the application form. So in this part, applicants are required to indicate their preference for the 4 program specialty by numbering them from 1 to 4. So for example, if you put down like this, It indicates your first choice is hematology and serology. You have the option to fill in all 4 boxes or leave some of them empty. However, considering the limited seat number in each specialty, the selection panel will assign a specialty to each student. If you choose to leave any of the boxes empty, it will indicate that you are not interested in studying that particular specialty. As a result, priority will be given to those students who have chosen this specialty. So the last part I want to mention in the application form that some students might have some misunderstanding is the other relevant information. So here in Hku Space, we offer assistance to students with disabilities. So you can indicate that in this part by select yes if you utilize any physical aids such as wheelchair or hearing aid. And after complete the application form, the next step is prepare all the required supporting documents. So what are the supporting documents? First is the copies of relevant certificate and transcripts. So it's important to know that the supporting documents should match what you have filled in the application form. So if you write down BSc, you need to provide BSc certificate. And the second one is a reference letter from your current employer, giving details of your job and your responsibility and your start date of the employment. And a copy of your Hong Kong ID card. And lastly is the application fee. Please note that your application will not be processed without application fee. So you can settle the application fee in 2 ways. One is at the Hong Kong U Learning Center with enrollment service. And the other is cross-checked, made payable to Hong Kong U Space. Another to mention is that you have more than 1 reference letter. It's okay, you include them. So here lists the minimal required supporting documents. You can provide more, such as the supporting letter or documents of your employment history. And the third step is submit the application form and required supporting documents. There are 2 ways. One is to deliver all the documents to the Hong Kong U Space Enrollment Center. It is recommended. The second way is by post, sending to our program staff, Ms. Rosie So, with this address. So the second option for you to submit your application is via the online application system. Please note that only 1 submission will be enough, either by hard copy or by the online application. So here, if you choose online application, you only need to fill the application form starting from the part 6. As shown here, the application form also highlight this information. Please start from here if you apply via the online application. This online application is accessible from the program webpage, and this icon apply now will be available when the application starts, which will be February 14. So the reason why you only need to fill from the part 6 on the application form is that all the other information will be filling on the online application system. So in the second step, you need to fill all the required information. They are very similar to the application form. You need to fill the qualification, your employment information. So Sam, it's the we would like to highlight that you still need to put down the full name of your awarding body. So we include some example here, not just put down Napier, but Edinburgh Napier University, and also the full name of your company and your academic award result, for example, first honors, GPA, etc. The next step is upload the supporting documents through the application system. So it is the same supporting documents, but you can attach all of them to the online application system. But here you can only attach 4 files. So we would like to specify what you should include to each file. For example, one file will be the application form. The second file, you need to compile all your certificates and transcripts. And the third file is the reference letter or letters. The fourth one is the Hong Kong ID copy and other supporting documents you may provide. And the last step is proceed to the online payment for the application fee. You can choose different payment method, credit card or WeChat Pay, Alipay are fine. So here is a summary of the application process. It includes 2 options for you. You just go either option is fine. And the notes for you to consider during your application process. So the first 5 are what I have highlighted earlier. I want to especially mention the last 3 points. So first, please do not submit your application by email. Application should be submitted either via the online application system or by hard copy. And secondly, do not send supporting documents separately. All documents should be compiled into one folder. This ensures there's no missing documents or incidents of documents being associated with the wrong applicant. Therefore, please prepare your supporting documents in advance and have them ready when you begin your application. And lastly is the reference letter should be on your on the letterhead of the someone who write the reference letter for you. So what happens after the application? The selection panel will review all the application and if necessary, require or invite applicants for interview. There will be multiple rounds of offer notification, and we anticipate releasing the application results by August. Throughout the application and after application, please feel free to reach out to the program staff, Ms. Rosie So, for any inquiries or assistance you may require. Now we move to the third part of this seminar, in which I will introduce you the new program offered by Hku Space. It is the Advanced Diploma in Bioscience. So let's have a quick overview of this program. It is a QF Level 4 program, which is a sub-degree program. It covers 16 modules and carries 120 credits. So the minimal program duration is expected to be around 2 years. And it is a part-time program. Student will have around 2 classes 1 week, normally in weekday. And this program mainly targets 2 groups of people. The first group is for those who are working in the laboratory or who currently working in a laboratory or healthcare industry, but without a degree. I will elaborate how this program will prepare you for a degree very soon. And the second group of people who might fit for this program is those without science background, but aiming to pursue a career in biological related field. So they have the non-science background, but they want to change their career, then this program will enable them to find a job like lab assistant in a maybe testing lab or a health or other healthcare industries. So here list the 16 modules of this program. It shows the lecture hours of each module and the lecture activities in some of the modules. So I will go over this module with you. So the English for bioscience and Chinese for bioscience will introduce the language skills in the setting of bioscience. The two science communication module will introduce how science is communicated to different audience. Students will learn how to effectively communicate with specific audience for scientific content. The introduction to biology, physiology, foundations of chemistry, biochemistry, evolution, and biodiversity will provide students with a solid foundation and principles in biology and science. And these three modules, the basic biotechnology and lab safety, physiological technology, biochemical technology, will provide students a hands-on experience and a training to the basic laboratory techniques. And the statistics module, of course, introduce the basic statistical analysis skills in biological studies. The last three modules, the biology and society, modern chemistry, nutritional science, introduce the application of bioscience so that students can link what they learn in this program to their daily life. So here is the intended learning outcome of this program. They're basically what I just went through with you, so I will not repeat it. And for the entry requirement, so applicants shall have gained the DSE examination level 2 in 5 subjects, including the English, Chinese, and a science subject, or have gained the CEE grade E in 3 subjects, including a science subject, or level 2 in the Chinese and English. Of course, applicants with other academic qualification and a minimum of 2-year relevant working experience will also be considered. So what's the position of this program? How it can help you with your professional training or academic advancement? Here is a potential study progression scheme for your reference. So we can see this program, the Advanced Diploma in Bioscience, is at the bottom. It is designed to be equivalent to the first year of a 4-year bachelor's degree program. And we are currently developing another advanced diploma that will be equivalent to the second year of a bachelor's degree. So these two programs provide students with a solid foundation to pursue enrollment in a degree program. At Hku Space, we offer a top-up BSc in biological science program in collaboration with Edinburgh Napier University. So in our meeting with the Edinburgh Napier University, they agree that these two programs will provide students with necessary foundation to articulate to the top-up BSc program. However, the official recognition is pending as our second advanced diploma is not yet launched. So upon completion of the BSc degree in biological science, graduates will have different opportunities. They can choose to enter professional training by enrolling in the HTC program, or they can further their academic qualification by applying to a master's programs, or go for both. The coming intake of this program, the start date is tentatively scheduled for the February 19 after the Lunar New Year. And the cost fee for both year 1 and year 2 are 30,000. The application fee is waived for the 2024 cohort. The application period, actually the application has started now, and we will close in by the end of this month. You can access this program with this web page or by scan this QR code. So for any inquiries, you're welcome to contact our program supporting staff, Winnie Choi. And that's all for today's sharing. Thank you. And let us know if you have any questions. So we received one question from our audience. It's about our second advanced diploma. So the tentative launch day of this program is around 2025. It will be launched after the first advanced diploma. Yes, thank you. Okay, if there is any further question, please leave your comment on our YouTube channel or reach out to our program staff. And that's the end of today's information seminar. Bye-bye. Oh, okay. I received one question. If I graduate from overseas university. Okay, we received a question online regarding the employment experience. Yes, we need working experience to enroll in this program. Okay, there's a follow-up question. Okay, we have a suggestion to Kenneth Chan, right? So you can directly apply to the MLT board with your current qualification and see if you can register. Okay. So one online question asking what's the course content of the applied diploma in bioscience? Is it a training program? So this is not a training program, but prepare you to gain the basic knowledge in bioscience and will enable you to maybe get a job as lab assistant in a testing lab or healthcare industry. The course content is very basic biology, as I show the different modules, the physiology, biochemistry, evolution, that kinds of course content. So it's built up the foundation so that later on the graduate can further their study, obtain the BSc, and then they can enroll in the higher certificate in medical laboratory science. Thank you. Okay, I think that's all for today's seminar. Until next time, bye-bye.